Well, again, this just goes to show how dishonest President Trump was from the absolute very beginning. There is a root cause to this conflict, and he himself and people in his administration pointed it out. It is a U.S. proxy war being fought against Russia. So if that is true, then absolutely every part of this process is completely wrong. He should have, if he had genuine intentions of resolving this, he has to address that aspect because that is the root cause. The root cause that Russia itself constantly refers to in all of these ongoing negotiations. They constantly say, if you're not going to address the root cause, which is that this is a U.S. proxy war against us, it's not a war between us and Ukraine. It is a proxy war between the U.S. and Russia being fought through Ukraine. If you're not going to resolve that, then you're not actually trying to resolve anything. You're just trying to buy time like you did in Syria. You're trying to lower our guard like you did with Iran. And so there, just as you say, there's no reason for Russia to accept anything. Why would they accept a ceasefire? All that would do is repeat the same cycle of deception, regrouping, rearming that the U.S. has used through the Minsk agreements 1 and 2, and now with these negotiations. So they were not going to fall for it. Again, if President Trump really wanted to resolve the conflict in Ukraine, he would say there are U.S. generals running this war in Germany. They're at the top of the chain of command. They're coming home. The CIA is pulling up and out of Ukraine. They have no right to be there. How are they serving our interests as America First, MAGA? How is this benefiting us having the CIA deeply embedded in Ukraine? We're going to end all arms to Ukraine. And if you don't want Ukraine to just completely collapse, but those are the things the U.S. has to do to address the root cause, which is that this is a U.S. proxy war in the first place. And he suggested none of these things. So it was all, again, just a ruse to get Russia. And there were all kinds of public and private carrots and sticks offered to Russia to get that ceasefire. And you could almost feel, it's almost palpable, the anger and frustration the U.S. establishment, the unelected special interests that are handing President Trump and everyone else their policies. You could see how angry and frustrated they are that Russia did not agree. And now the U.S. is going to have to continue this war as well as continue their attempt to overthrow the Iranian government and try to contain China. So strategic sequencing is meant to prevent the U.S. having to fight 3 wars at once. Russia, Iran, and China are not allowing the U.S. to do that, nor should they. It's a matter of self-preservation for these nations and every nation in between the entire multipolar world, essentially.